Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with a very interesting topic, and that is active and passive voice. All right. You people said that you want revision, but I think you'll be needing a little bit of detailed explanation on that. So we will be doing the same. Okay, so the chapter is active and passive voice. Before starting the explanation, let us look at these two examples. Let us look at these two sentences. Okay, what do they say? Jack helps Jill. This is the first sentence, and the second sentence is Jill is helped by Jack. Now, what we can see that both the sentences they have the same meaning. They have the exactly same meaning. All right, but the construction is different. But the construction here is different. Okay, in the first sentence, the subject, what is the subject? Jack. Jack is the subject. Okay, and what we can see that help is the action. So Jack is the doer of the action. He's performing the action. All right. And in the second sentence, we can see the subject, which is Jill. It is receiving the action. The subject is receiving the action. That is, Jill is helped by Jack. She is helped by the object. All right. So in the sentence where the subject is the doer of the action, where the subject does the action, where the subject does the action, there the verb is expressed is said to be in active voice. I repeat, the verb that expresses the action done by the subject. Okay, here help is the action which is performed by the subject, that is Jack. All right. So here this becomes the active voice. This is the active voice. In the second sentence, Jill is helped by. Just a second. Okay. Now in the second sentence, Jill is helped by Jack. Okay. There we can see that the subject is the receiver of the action. Okay. So there the verb that expresses what is done to the subject. Okay, the verb which expresses that the subject is the receiver of the action, then that is said to be in the passive voice. Now, so we can make out very clearly that voice. What is voice? It is the form of the verb which shows whether the subject does something or the subject has something done to it. Whether subject is performing the action or whether subject is receiving the action. So, in order to know that, we say we use this chapter. We use this name as active and passive voice. Active voice is when the subject is doing the action, and passive voice is when the subject is receiving the action. Okay, so now what do I mean by that? There are certain rules which are required to transform active into passive. How do we do that? The object of, I told you in the example, if you look at the sentence, Jack helps Jill. Jack is the subject and Jill is the object. Okay, so what is happening when we change active into passive? We pick out the object in the active voice and we place it as the subject. So this is the first rule, that the object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject of the verb in passive voice. Okay, so the next is the subject of the verb in the active voice become the object. So it is vice versa. When the object is becoming the subject, so it is natural that the subject will become the object, because we cannot have two subjects. All right. And also the very important thing around which the whole chapter revolves is the third. It is the third rule, which says when we use the passive voice. Okay, this is the most important rule. When we use the passive voice, we always use a suitable tense of the form. This, and we will be learning that how to convert a particular tense in the active voice into passive. Okay, so this is what today's learning is based upon. So today we'll only be doing the conversion from active to passive. So let us look into it. so whatever I have told you till now, the all the rules, we can represent it graphically as you can see on your screen. Okay. Children, whatever I share on the screen, are you all able to see it properly? Show your thumbs up. All right. So this is what we can see. The rules can be represented graphically as you can see over here. In the active voice, the sentence is he. Here the sentence is what? He helps me. Okay, this is the sentence and it is in the active voice. And here you can see that we have what has been written: subject, verb and object. So this is the subject, he is the subject, verb is help, okay, and object is me. So what we can see that he is the doer of the action. Okay, he is doing what? He is helping. Who is and whom is he helping? He is helping me. So I am the receiver of the action over here. So this is said to be the active voice. Okay, where the subject is performing the action. I told you in the very beginning. Now how do we convert it into the passive voice? Let us look at it as well. It's not very difficult. Again, we can look that the very first word which will come in a sentence, that is known as the subject. So here the subject is I. We are not using he. Why? Because the object which was there in the active voice, it becomes the subject in the passive voice. Look at this line. Okay, object is becoming the subject in passive voice. Me was the object in the active voice, so it is becoming the subject in the passive voice. This is what I was trying to tell you. Okay, and now look at this line. Follow this line. Let me change the ink so that you understand better. Yeah, this one. He. He was the subject in the active voice. It was the subject in the active voice, so it is becoming the object in the passive voice. And whenever we change a sentence from active to passive, we add a by, this word to it. Okay. This generally denotes that the by generally denotes that the sentence is in passive voice. And the third rule, what did it say? The third rule was about the change of the verb in the change of the tense. What is happening here? Help is the verb. Okay, now how is it changing? This is in the simple present tense. So how is it changing? It is changing like this. We are adding an am to it, because with I we use am always. We never use is or are. We use am. Okay, and then we are changing this helping verb into the past form, second form. All right. So this is how the active voice is changed into passive voice. This is the overview. Okay, in general, it changes like this. But when we proceed, we will look at how we can change the sentence from different tenses. Okay, that we would be learning further. So till here, is everything clear to you all? All the three rules are clear? Okay, shall we proceed? Good. Now, this also you need to know that what if these are the words which are there present as subject in the place of subject. If you see I in the place of subject in active voice, then in the passive voice it changes into me. All right. Similarly, when you see he, then it changes into him. Him is the object for he. Then she, what will be the object form of it? Her. We for we, if you see we in the place of subject in the active voice, it changes into us. Then they changes into them, and you changes into you only. You remains you only, and it also remains it only. So this you have to keep in mind, and we will move on. Now comes the main thing. These all things you have to pay attention, and you have to learn it. Just a minute. Yeah. So when the sentence is in present tense, whenever you are given a sentence in active voice and you have to change it into passive voice, the very first thing which you are required to do is to identify the kind of tense in it. Okay. When you will identify the kind of tense in it, then you will recall that what is the specific structure or what is the rule of changing that particular tense from active voice to the passive voice. Okay, so that means you need to have a very clear knowledge of the tense which you were practicing yesterday, day before yesterday, that what kind of tense. That is why I was asking you, giving you the sentences and asking you that what kind of tense they are. Okay, so you need to identify. Yashi, once we finish, then you can ask your question. Let me finish the explanation first. Keep your question somewhere written, and then you can ask. So the present tense. All right, in present tense, if the sentence is given in active voice, you already know the structure. What do we write? We write subject, then verb in the first form, and then object. Again, I would like to revise it with you that when the subject in the simple present tense is in singular form, we add simply an s or es to the verb. I hope that this much you must be knowing. Okay, we're not getting into the detail of it. All right. So like we can see that it is a singular subject. So write was the main verb and we just added s to it. So he writes a letter. This is a simple sentence of simple present tense. Now, how do we change it into passive voice? Okay. And this will be applied to all the sentences of simple present tense. What we do is we write the subject. What subject? The subject here will be the object which was there in the active voice. Umeed, pay attention. Don't look here and there. This chapter is very important. Okay, so subject and then is or are depending upon the number of the subject. If the subject is singular, we'll be using is, and if it is plural, we'll be using okay. Next, we use the third form of verb. This first form of verb changes into third form of verb, the past participle. Then we add by, and then we write the object. Here, the object will be the subject which was there in the active voice. Now let us look at the example. Yeah. So here the example was he writes a letter. A letter was the object in the active voice, so we will be placing it in the place of subject in passive voice. So we'll start the sentence by with a letter. Okay, and the a letter is in singular, so we will be using is. Okay, so this is and are, it actually depends on the object, on the number of the object of the which was there in the active voice. If suppose we had he writes letters, okay, not a letter. Listen to it very carefully. If suppose the sentence would have been he writes letters, more than one, plural, then then here we would have used are. Letters are. Okay, understood. So but here it is a letter, so we will be using is, and then the third form of verb as it is given in the structure. The third form of verb written by him. So this is how we change into the passive voice, and this is for the simple present tense. Moving on to the present continuous. Now present continuous, very simple, very easy, easiest of all. What is it saying? You know the structure of present continuous. We write subject, then is or are, then ing form of verb and object. Okay, look at the example. He is writing a letter. Now how do we change it into passive voice? What we do is we write the subject, we write is or are, okay, in agreement with the subject. Then being, this is the word which is required. If you miss out this word, then your sentence would be wrong. Okay, so here in the present continuous, you add being after the helping verb, and then you write the third form of verb. Okay, and further you add by and object. This would remain the same. Turn on your videos. You are not supposed to turn your videos off. Everyone, yeah, good. So let us look at the example. He is writing a letter was the is in the active voice present continuous tense. What are we doing is we are taking out the object and placing it in the place of subject. A letter is in the singular form, so we will use is. Then being, then third form of verb is written, then by him. Is this clear? Is it clear, children? Now let us see the perfect tense. In the perfect tense, again the structure for active voice is subject plus has or have, and then the third form of verb and object. The example for it is he has written a letter. Now how do we change it? We write subject, then has or have depending upon the number of subject again, and then the word which we add here is been, not being. Here it is being, B-E-I-N-G, and here it is been, B-E-E-N. Alright, and then we write the third form of verb further by and object. So what you can see, what you can observe here. No, first look at the example. A letter has been written by him. Okay, just keep on learning and paying attention, because towards the end there would be question round. So what we can observe over here is whatever the tense is, like whichever subdivision there is of the present tense, we always use a third form of verb. Okay, in simple present also the verb will be in third form, present continuous verb will be in third form, and in perfect tense also verb will be in its third form only. So we are not changing the form of the verb. What we are doing is we are just to make changes in the helping verb. Okay, here is or are, then here is or are plus being, has or have plus been. This is what you must keep in your mind. Okay. Moving on to the next tense, that is past tense. And yes, we do not have any passive form of perfect continuous tense. Okay, only we have the passive form for simple present, simple tense, continuous tense, and perfect tense. There's no rule of changing the perfect continuous tense into passive voice. Now, moving on to the past tense. Past tense is this. We would first see the simple form, simple past. Subject plus second form plus object. Example, he wrote a letter. Alright, now what do we do? Here also we will lock the third form of verb. Third form of verb will be everywhere. So you have to pay attention at the helping verb. Subject, that is a letter, then was or were depending on the number of the subject, then written, that is the third form of subject, and by him. We are using was because it is a past tense. In the present tense we were using is or are. Okay, so that is why I asked you to first identify the kind of tense in the sentence. Okay, moving on, continuous tense. Continuous tense, just it is very similar to the one we have done in the present. What you have to do is just change the helping verb from is to was and from are to were. This is the only change which you have to do. So let us quickly look at the structure. Subject plus was or were plus verb in the form of ing and then object. Example is he was writing a letter, and it would change into a letter was being written by him. A letter was being written by him because it is again a past tense. You have to look at the question very clearly. Next, perfect. In perfect tense, what we do? We use had in case of past. Okay. So the question, so the sentence in active would be he had written a letter. And how do we change it into passive voice? We take out this thing, object, and we place it in the place of subject. A letter had been written by him. Okay. Rest of the rules are same in both present and past. But what you have to make the changes in is that the helping verb. All right. Yeah. So now the last is future tense. I would be taking your doubts, children. Don't worry. Let me complete the explanation first, and then I'll be taking your doubts. For sure. Don't worry. Okay, now the future tense. In future tense, things have been made more simpler for you because we only have to learn the conversion of only two subdivisions, that is simple future tense and future perfect tense. So we do not have any conversion for future continuous and future perfect continuous. If somebody asks you the passive for future continuous, then you simply have to say that there is no passive voice for future continuous. Let us look at the structure and example. Subject, will, verb first form, and object. He will write a letter. It changes into a letter will be written by him. Here we use be. It is little different from the rest of the things which we have done so far. Be. Okay, be is required over here. This. And in the perfect, future perfect, what we do? Subject plus will or have plus verb, third form plus object. He will have written a letter. This is the active voice. So it will change into a letter will have been. Been would remain the same and written by him is the completes the sentence. Okay. So here we finish with these three types. Now there are some other kind of sentences also where there are more than two objects. Where there are more than two objects. Now what do we do in that case? For example, here it is said that they sent me a message. Now me is also an object and a message is also an object. What do? We can write it in two ways. What are the two ways? I was sent a message by them. Or if you don't want to write it like this might become complicated for you. You just go with this approach. A message, okay, was sent. Then to me. Whom was the message sent to? It was sent to me. We just have to add here. And then by them. Like we used to do in the simple sentences. Okay. Then let us look at this example. He teaches us English. So English is taught to us by him, or we are taught English by him. So this might become a complicated one for you. So you should go with this approach. English is taught to us by him. Okay.